Hey, what's up everyone? This is SnackBox. Hope you all had a great day. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I managed to solo the dragon on hard mode stage 10 with an epic champion. So let's get to it. So, the Dragon Slayer, hard mode, stage 10, and we are using Urogrimm. Because we have a dragon tournament at the moment where you only can use epic champions to get points, I'm using Urogrimm and epic food. Now, yesterday I uploaded a video on a pretty fast epic team for stage 10. While I was building that team, I came across this one specific gemstone that allowed me now to solo stage 10 with Urogrimm. But now let's jump into the run first. I got actually two different builds on how you can build Urogrimm, and both of them are solid. One of them is a little bit safer, the other one is a little bit faster but also riskier, so you need better stats. Now keep in mind that this is, stage 10 of the hard mode of Dragon, and to solo this stage you need to have good gear, a blessing, masteries, the champion needs to be booked, you need like everything you can get, right? It's not easy to do. Even with some of the legendaries that are out there, you need decent gear, you need decent stats, otherwise you won't be able to solo this stage. The reason why I am able to solo this stage with Urogrimm is definitely the gear, but my gear is also not that crazy. The main reason is a specific gemstone that I discovered yesterday while building an epic team. And when I saw this gemstone, I was thinking like, wow, this will change the whole strategy of like soloing dungeons. Maybe there are even other champions now that can solo dungeons with this gemstone, because for every ally that dies, the incoming damage will be reduced by 10%. So we have a 40% damage reduction at all times, because our food champions are going to die anyway, and that means that damage reduction will be active the whole fight. And that's why I can solo this stage 10, on hard with Urogrimm. He was actually nerfed at some point. He was pretty OP, but now he's still good, but not as great as he was. He was basically, or he is basically similar to a Bad Khazar, just a little bit different. He doesn't put up 2 continuous heals like Bad and remove debuffs on the same skill. He just puts 1 continuous heal up and 2 poison debuffs, and he can also place poisons on the A1, which is pretty nice, and he has a cleanse on the A2. Now the A2, you don't really need it. I blocked it in the team setup. I will show you later what I did there exactly, because it would just make the run longer. So if you block that, my Reflex Set that I have here in this build right here will proc more often on the A3, and that way I can put out more poisons and the run will be faster. As you can see, we are now 3 minutes in and the run is almost over. I only need like 1 or 2 more poisons and then it's done, and there we go. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to solo stage 10 with an epic champion. That's pretty amazing to me. Hey there, do you want to save money? I got you. If you run Raid Shadow Legends on Aptoide, you will get up to 20% cashback on every purchase. On top of that, you can use my personal promo code SNACK5 to get an additional 5% bonus. Spend smarter, not harder. Also, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also leave a thumbs up. And now let's get back to the video. So here you can see I have him in a Reflex Set. That is what he was wearing when we did that run. A Reflex Set and a 2-piece Immortal Set for just a little bit more heal. It's only a 3% heal, but still keeps him alive, I guess. And I have 1 feral piece to get his accuracy up, but that's not mandatory if you can hit the stat requirements. For stage 10, you need 450 resistance and like 350 accuracy. That's what you should aim for, and we definitely hit that. So we are at 81k HP, 4.2k defense almost, 274 speed. Let me actually add the area bonuses. It's not a lot, but still, just so you know the exact stats. So 280 speed actually, 508 resistance, a little bit overkill, but why not? It doesn't hurt. And then 374 accuracy. So as I said, 450 resistance and 350 accuracy should be totally fine. I don't know how fast he should be, but more speed doesn't hurt, so he can put out more poisons. And of course, you want a decent amount of HP and defense. And to be honest, 80k HP and 4k defense is not hard to do. I have a Blood Shield accessory on him because I'm running Emergency Heal, which is a 5-star blessing, and this also helps to keep him alive. When he puts up the shield from the Blood Shield accessory and it gets removed, he will heal by 9% of his max HP. But the main thing here is this gemstone. I think this gemstone will change everything because the wearer reduces incoming damage by 10% for each dead ally. That means a lot of other champions are now able to solo dungeons. I'm pretty sure if you have this gemstone, you are a really lucky person. And I can't wait to try this gemstone on like different champions to see who else can solo dungeons now, because the damage reduction here is so magnificent. I'm sure that most of the champions can survive the waves and the boss at the end. On top of this gemstone, I also added the circular gemstone here, which reduces the damage from bosses by 5%, which also helps a lot to not get one shot by the dragon. But I honestly don't think it's necessary. I think the 40% damage reduction from the diamond-shaped gemstone is more than enough. Also, the relic doesn't really matter. This one just adds a little bit of, HP, and you can technically just use any relic on him just to fit this gemstone in there. And there is actually a rare relic too, where you can fit in this gemstone, and that's Tempus Sanguinis. And there are a few others, also 2 legendaries, a couple of epic relics. You should definitely go check your collection if you have this gemstone. Now, the biggest problem is that you can only get this gemstone from Chimera Clash rewards. Gemstones like this are also part of the reason why I always say it's so important to participate in Chimera Clash. I know you can't place every week or so, but at least you should try to improve, so at some point you can get your hands on non-circular gemstones, because there are really strong ones and important ones that can change your whole account. So if you need help with the Chimera Clan boss, feel free to ask questions. I have a lot of content on the Chimera. Feel free to check that out as well. Maybe it will help you. But let's move on with the build. So for the Masteries, I went with the defense tree and the support tree. I went for the 10 resistance, a little bit more heal from here, and blast proof is also pretty important. Gives you minus 5% damage from AoE attacks, and the dragon always does AoE attacks. Then you have a chance to remove 1 random debuff when you lose more than 25% of the HP. And you get an additional 6% damage reduction here from delayed death, and a chance to counter attack. And that's actually pretty good with Urogrimm, because you have a chance to place poisons on the A1. Then I went for the support tree with a lot of accuracy here, arcane celerity to get a little bit more turn meter boost every time a debuff expires, lore of steel to get more stats out of the sets, right? Doesn't help for the reflex set, but for example, for the immortal set and the one piece of feral that I have on Urogrimm, then cycle of magic also helps to get that A3 back faster. Spirit haste, of course, to stack up the speed from all dead allies. Master Hexa to increase the duration of the poisons, and then of course Oppressor to get more turn meter for each debuff that you place. So here we go. Let's run it one more time just for the fun. I think it's pretty amazing that an epic champion can do this now with relics and gemstones and all of that stuff. It really changes, you know, the approach to soloing dungeons now. And I am pretty sure that a lot of other champions can solo these hard stages now with this specific gemstone. And maybe there are even other ones that are as good as this one. So yeah, I'm pretty curious to see what else the gemstones have in store, and maybe I can grab another one of those, because to be honest, I'm not even sure if 2 of these gemstones would stack, but 80% damage reduction sounds a little bit nuts to me. But there are a couple of relics where you can fit in 2 of those gemstones, and if you have 2 of them, I don't know, maybe we can reach the 100% damage reduction with two of those gemstones and like other stuff that we have for like damage reduction. So yeah, as you can see, we are like almost 2 minutes in at the second wave. The second wave is about to die. We have a lot of poisons out there. We actually got a decreased defense here placed on us, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's a 3% chance, I guess. Jagur got revived, so that's gonna take a little bit longer now, but we definitely gonna get it done. There's no way that these guys are gonna kill Urogrimm with the gemstone and all the healing that's going on. So yeah, there we go. 2 minutes 20, took a little bit longer, to be honest. I don't know, maybe it was just the worst case scenario on the second wave, I guess, but still pretty fast, to be honest, for a solo, especially on stage 10, right? So a lot of champions can't even solo stage 10, and now you can actually do it with an epic champion. So yeah, last time we did it, we were actually finished in like 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and now it will take a little bit longer because Jagur got revived from Cardinal, and something went wrong there. I don't know what it was exactly, but yeah, still, it's, you know, a little bit longer. It's still a reasonable time if you keep in mind that this is a solo run. So yeah, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So as you can see, the run is not always the same. You know, sometimes a champion can get revived and then it will take a little bit longer, but it's always around like 3 minutes, 30 seconds, something like this. The other build that I have for soloing is this Regen with a Defiance set. The Defiance set gives you 10% defense and minus 15% damage taken from enemy AoE attacks. And the dragon does AoE attacks with all of his attacks, so you get minus 15% damage here as well. And on top of that, a Regen Set, which heals by 15% every time you take a turn. The stats are a little bit lower, as you can see. I have like 73k HP with the Regen Set, 4.7k defense, so higher defense and lower HP, 251 speed. That's way too much resistance. I could maybe go down with the resistance and get the accuracy a little bit up. But overall, the accuracy should be at like 350, as I said, and the resistance is fine at like 450. But 500 is definitely a good spot to be in. So with these stats in the Regen Set, it will take longer. It will take like 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. So yeah, 1 minute difference is pretty huge, and I would definitely prefer the Reflex Set if you have it. If not, the Regen Set and the plus the Defiance Set or plus the Immortal Set is way safer than the Reflex Set. But always keep in mind, all this is just possible because of this gemstone. Without this gemstone, it wouldn't be possible to solo stage 10. The only way to get this gemstone is to place in the Chimera Clash, and you need to be at least in the second place. As you can see, you will get here a mythical gemstone, or you have a chance to get one, and then you also need to hit that specific one. I think the chance is way higher if you place first, but the third place doesn't reward mythical gemstones. So it's either first or second place that you should go for if you want to get this gemstone. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have this gemstone, you should definitely use it and try to solo some of the dungeons and see how far you can get. It will make it so much easier. As always, if you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a thumbs up. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.